Welcome back, folks. MTG Joe here, and we are coming back to Historic, my favorite format on Arena. And what we are going to do is take a look at some best of 3 action and see if there's some upgrades that we can do to Gruul Aggro. So Gruul has been probably one of the mainstays of the Historic format, fluctuating between Tier 2 and Tier 1. It is a very aggressively slanted deck that looks to spam multiple creatures on turn 2. In part thanks to Burning Tree Emissary, which basically pays for itself. And then what you want to try to do is drop Embercleave and Smash Face. You want to go fast, you want to go hard. A lot of these decks vary between being collected company decks and non-collected company decks. One of the biggest things I find with these, especially in the face of so much Jeskai control and control decks in general in the Historic format right now, is they're very weak to the, you either kill them turn 3 or 4. If they have the interaction, though, you're pretty much top deck and you lose. So what I wanted to try out is Ranger's class in this deck. So it fills the void of one of the 2 drops, like Robber of the Riches, Zertal Goblin, the command, Atarka's command, brain fart. It provides a body for 2 mana. Then you could pay extra mana into it to make your creatures larger when you don't want to overcommit. And then it basically is a static Vivian Monsters Advocate anthem that gives us card advantage on its last chapter. The rest of the deck's pretty similar. Opting to go non-collected company here. The reason being is we have 4 drops, Embercleaves, and the Rangers class. So that's 10 cards that we can't hit off the collected company. And really you don't want to hit Llanowar Elves or Pelt Collectors off it either. So we have Scavenging Ooze as our other flex spot, Phoenix, Graveyard decks, stuff like that. Also good against like Cat Oven decks just to eat away the stuff there. Opting for 1 Klothys main just as a sticky threat versus control. Bone Crushers, Spellbreakers, 2 Questing Beasts. And then what we're trying out is 2 of each creature lines. We have Den of the Bugbear that makes goblins and creatures. And then Hydra that's basically X. It's very flexible in terms of how much mana we pay into it. The sideboard, to be honest, I haven't played best of 3 in 2 months. So I really don't know what the meta is really like. So this sideboard's subject to change, and I threw this deck together, but we haven't played it yet. Cindervines I like against the control decks. It's good against Phoenix. It's good against auras. Incidental damage, so you can hit him that way. Chandra versus the Grindier matchups, card advantage. Shifting Ceratops versus the counterspell decks. One Crone War against auras, Gruul Mirrors, mono green, stuff like that. Fry for blue-whites. Good against auras, good against like Teferi decks. Burning Hands is something we're going to try out. Excuse me. So thoughts here, good in the mirror. 2 damage on its own can deal with most creatures that we care about, even against stuff like Sacrifice. It could scale to deal with their early threats, and it could also hit Corval later on. Dealing 6 damage is really good, especially against mono green. So this is basically trying this impose of the Lava Coil style decks. So this does make us a little weaker than against like Angels if we run into it, but Angels is a pretty bad matchup to begin with. And then some Abrades. So we will give this a shot, see how it goes. Excited to see. Gruul's pretty much always one of my mainstays. You can see my top. I'm very much a Embercleave aficionado. All my MIQ runs have pretty much always had a cleave included. Mono red, Gruul. I think one time I did Rakdos, but pretty much it. In any case, we will play some Historic. Probably not too much Historic until the new Historic anthologies, Historic Jumpstart, Horizons comes out. Okay, this hand is pretty good. I think we keep this. Do we? I think we keep it. On the play. This hand's really weak to Sweeper, but we could generate a lot of mana. Because next turn I play out both of these, then follow it up. Mono black aggro. The hand's pretty redundant too. Ooh, Rangers class. So I think here I'm gonna go red here because the Llanowar Elves can provide some color fixing. So there is a there is a rationale to get Rangers class down earlier. Okay, so they don't play that, which is good. So I think we're just going to dump our hand here. There is potentially a reason to hold off here, only because they have a lot of cheaper things, so just to get the trample through. Okay, cool. Rangers class coming through. So in this matchup, Clothis... Oh, okay. Opponent just doesn't even want to play. Deck is 100% busted. They fear the Rangers class. If you haven't played Historic, especially Best of 3, let me know what's been working for you, what hasn't, any new cards that are standouts in the format thus far. Interested, especially leading up to Historic Horizons. That's going to be something that keeps getting stuck on my tongue. What decks we'd be playing. This person's only half amazing. Our opponent is only half amazing. Not all amazing, half. Alright, we'll keep this hand. Can go Rangers class. Got some options. Lead on Stomping tapped into Lair. This is most likely Auras, so we need this Bone Crusher available. Oh. Guess not. We're gonna have to do that next turn, so the question is, what do we want to play this turn? I think it is Voltaic. This is like Black-White Hate Bears. So we'll take this. Skyclave is a bit annoying. I think we need to... I want to take this off the table. I think that's better. Play draw in this game goes real different, I think. This is going to be a problem too. Take out Thalia here. With Knight as well. So I can go Ooze here, eat something. I think we might just have to go to sideboard here. Could go Ooze. Because then next turn it lets me play out two things. I can eat something, gain a life. And then play this to kind of force the pump out of it. If they want a Luminarch here. I think we're fine doing that. Gain a life. If they want to pump here, they can. But next turn I go Rangers class with Gruul Spellbreaker. And then I get a body here as well. That kind of screws me over. Because now they can go in the sky. I guess there's merit to trying to hit this. Yeah, it's not bad. So I can do this. Put a counter here. I think we're just doing this. I need to start putting some pressure on them, because if we can get an Ember Cleave, we might be able to sneak this out. We've had some very timely plays. Post board, we're going to be a lot better suited, just having actual removal. Get rid of these, like... I don't think this is going to be particularly a Rangers class matchup. They will get to get bigger here if they want with the Knight. Arcan of Emeria. Hey. So we can only play one spell. Can I steal this from them next turn? Hit them for 4. They hit me in the air. I think we're just playing it casual this turn. If they have Spellbinder, then I get punked, but I want to try to bait them here. Because the all-out attack looks like we have Cleave. So I do need to block like this. And the nice thing is these have hexproof, so they can't interact. We also didn't kill anything, so Fatal Push doesn't kill my Spellbreakers. QB do anything different? Okay, so let's see. That goes on. That's 10 trample, 10, 14, 16 damage. They can soak up 3/5. Questing Beast. It's 12, 14. They block. Might just be short. So it's 10, 11. If I put this on here, that's 10, 7, 11. Yeah, I'm 11 both ways, so we're just short. If I put it here, that's 6. That second Arcan. Just short. The attack's got us. We needed this like class down earlier. So Braids, play Burning Hands, Fries. I don't think we want Clothis. A Crone could be good. Chandra could be good. Trim down a Cleave, probably. Trim down Clothis. Trim down 2 Oozes. 5 cards to cut. think we want like all removal on board matchup. Maybe we don't want Chandra. Still like the cleave. Fry's good. Maybe we get rid of the burning hands, have 8 pieces. 1 cut. Let's get rid of 1 Rangers. They'll probably bring in like Noxious Grasp. That one was close. I think we win that last game provided we are on the play. I preferred you last turn, but beggars can't be choosers. So we have an interesting line here. I could power up, play out Pelt Collector, and just try to race them. I can play this out. That's 5 damage coming in this turn, then try to Embercleave next turn. I think I like this line. Next turn we give this haste. Makes this bigger. This kind of holds back the Luminarch as well. Like opponent's deck. Push there. Does put counters on it. That's particularly good. You can put counters on the Spellbreaker now. Okay, so doing that. It's not the end of the world because now I have Embercleave potentially up for next turn. We also have this Den that could start attacking in. On the play, I'm going to bring in all the removal. If we've seen Banishing Verse, then I think we want off of... I'll take the 4 here. This matchup's really going to just feel like a race. And this lets me also play a Voltaic Brawler. This has been a really good set, this one. The trick is to always have it. Got him. Alrighty. Alrighty. 1-1. So I think we cut a cleave on the play. I want the Burning Hands. They have the Vanishing Verse. Do I really want Questing Beast? Or do I want something like... Clothis might help us grind a bit. Like the incidental life gain's not terrible, but this just having Death Touch is good. It is a little pricey on the play. Do I want Ranger's Class? Like it creates 2 bodies. Maybe we do. Or you know what? Let's do this. Play 1 Clothis. I don't think I love Ooze. They've shown Fatal Push. 2 cleaves, 1 cleave. We're cutting down creatures. Maybe... Nah, I think 2 cleaves. Bring in a lot of removal, try to control them that way. I might want Magma Spray if we run into a lot more of these like weenie aggressive decks. This hand's pretty soft to... Turn to Thalia. There is a non-zero chance we take that block. So I can... I think we're just going to go aggressive here. So I could Ranger's Class. I could Voltaic Brawler. I think we're going to do this. Try to race him here. And what I'm going to try to do now is there's no cards in graveyard yet. That feels pretty good. I think we're going to do this turn. Just attack with both. Perfect. I want them to sacrifice the Savior here. Because if they do this, then I can keep... Only downside here is if they pump, then I can't kill the Knight of Even. I think that's fine otherwise. They've basically used 2 spells to get rid of my Ranger's Class. Ah, that's annoying. Tad annoying. Ooh, they got rid of Clothis. I think given that, I'm going to take the Spellbreaker or Spellbinder, because then these both attack in well. That line is wrong from the opponent. Because now they're kind of on the back foot. We got Savior, so they have enough to pump the Knight here. haste should do it. So 4, 8, 12. They can pump there, attack here. So they block here, block like there. I think we're okay attacking here. Because this will also pump up my other pelt collector. It takes 7 this way. Probably should have held back with this. I think we're in still a good spot. They're down to 3. We have at least 1 trampler coming through. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Alright, I think that was a good demo of the deck. We played a couple different matchups. I usually don't like making these videos too long. With best of 3, you do end up getting a few more games in. What do we think so far? Rangers class actually impressed there. We grinded a bit. The additional cleave, we might want 3. With Rangers class, I think there's less necessity of the Chandras. So I'd be willing to cut down on one of them, probably for another removal spell post-board. Because like in that matchup, we want to interact to some extent and then just beat down. So I think it would be reasonable. Chandra is removal, but coming down at 4 mana to just kill something is not necessarily where you want to be. I think having like a 1 mana removal spell could be interesting. You can also go Shaper's Sanctuary if you want to be more defensive, but the lands seemed fine there. We didn't activate them, but we had opportunities to. Rangers class provided quite a bit of utility. But yeah, I've liked this version. Let me know what you think, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone, and if you can, like, comment, subscribe. Helps me out. Thank you. Have a great one.